Imagine this. You've been seeing someone for a while. At first, everything felt effortless, full of laughter, connection, and excitement. But over time, something changed. Maybe the spark faded. Maybe you started noticing things you hadn't before. Or perhaps, deep down, you just realized this isn't what you want anymore. So, you pull back. You stop texting as often. You stop making plans. You create a little distance. And then, she notices. What happens next? Does she chase you? Does she get upset? Or does she simply walk away, leaving you to wonder if you made a mistake? Today, we're diving into exactly what happens when a woman realizes you've lost interest. And more importantly, how Stoicism can help you navigate this situation with grace, confidence, and emotional control. This isn't just about relationships. It's about self-respect, understanding human behavior, and learning to remain unshakable no matter what unfolds. Let's start by being honest. Relationships are messy. They're emotional. They don't always go the way we expect, and they often challenge us in ways we didn't anticipate. But here's the key. Stoicism isn't about shutting down your emotions. It's about understanding them, mastering them, using them as a guide to live a calmer, more empowered life. This scenario, pulling back, seeing her reaction, is as old as time. It triggers emotions in both of you. But how you respond is what separates the grounded, self-aware person from the one swept away by drama, doubt, or guilt. Here's the situation. You're in a relationship, or maybe it's more casual, a connection that once felt electric. Initially, there's mutual excitement. You're invested, she's invested, but eventually your feelings shift. You realize something's off, or maybe you just lose interest. So, naturally, you pull back. Less texting, fewer plans, a little distance, and then her reaction emerges. She might double down, trying to recapture your attention, or she might retreat, acting as though she never cared. Either way, it can feel confusing, emotional, and even destabilizing if you're not prepared. Most people respond poorly here. They get caught up in overthinking. Every text, every glance, every word becomes a puzzle. Did I make a mistake? Should I give it another chance? Am I the problem? And that's exactly where Stoicism becomes your anchor, because the truth is, her reaction doesn't define you. Her reaction isn't your responsibility. What matters is how you manage your own emotions and decisions. Let's break it down. The first principle is the Stoic mindset in relationships. At its core, Stoicism teaches focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. You cannot control another person's feelings, choices, or reactions. When you pull back and she notices, she might chase you, get upset, or walk away. That's all outside of your influence. What matters is your response. Emotional independence is the goal. Being stoic doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It means staying grounded. It means not letting someone else's actions dictate your happiness, your self-worth, or your inner calm. For example, if she starts chasing your attention, a stoic response isn't to panic or indulge in the drama. You remain centered. If she withdraws, you don't spiral into doubt or desperation. You stay true to your path, your values, and your inner peace. That's the power of the Stoic mindset. Second is the power of indifference. And let's be clear, indifference here is not cruelty. It's not detachment in a harmful way. Indifference in Stoicism is emotional independence. It's the ability to remain unaffected by someone else's actions. When a woman realizes you've pulled back, she may react in one of two ways: chasing you or pulling away. Either reaction is an opportunity to exercise calm, controlled indifference. If she chases, you don't let the attention sweep you off balance. You stay poised. If she retreats, you don't panic or try to convince her to stay. You remain aligned with your feelings and decisions. This is where real power lies. When you are indifferent, you remove her ability to manipulate your emotional state. You show that your value and peace aren't contingent on her actions, and that naturally creates respect, intrigue, and attraction. Third is a principle that's easy to overlook. Her reaction isn't about you. When someone notices your loss of interest, it triggers internal responses: fear, insecurity, ego, not reflections of your worth. If she starts chasing you, it's not because she suddenly realizes how amazing you are. It's a fear of loss, a response to potential rejection. If she withdraws, it's not because she never cared. It's her pride, her way of protecting herself from vulnerability. Recognizing this distinction is crucial. It allows you to detach emotionally and see the situation with clarity. Her actions are hers, not a measure of your value. Fourth is focus on what you can control. In relationships, this is the essence of stoicism. You can't control her emotions, her choices, or her reactions, but you can control yourself. You can decide how to respond, how to act, and how to maintain your peace. If she pursues, you respond calmly. If she distances herself, you maintain your composure. By focusing on your own behavior and mindset, you avoid unnecessary drama, emotional whiplash, and overthinking. You remain the center of your own world. Fifth is communicate clearly and respectfully. If your feelings have changed, the most mature response is honesty. Ghosting or evasive tactics may provide short-term comfort, but they create confusion, hurt, and unnecessary emotional tension. Clear communication demonstrates integrity, self-respect, and emotional maturity. You don't need to justify every detail of your change in feeling. A simple, respectful acknowledgement of your shift, without blame or judgment, honors both your emotions and hers. This is stoicism in action, doing the right thing even when it's uncomfortable. Sixth, and perhaps most critical, is staying true to yourself. Your decisions and feelings are valid. Pulling back because your interest waned is natural. Stoicism reminds you to stay aligned with your values and instincts. When she chases, don't let attention sway you. When she withdraws, don't let rejection shake you. Emotional independence means your worth is never tied to someone else's validation or behavior. Trust your instincts. Uphold your peace. Honor your own emotions. Seventh is using stoic practices to stay grounded. Journaling, meditation, reflection, these are not just abstract exercises. They are tools for clarity and resilience. When her reaction stirs confusion or emotion, take a step back. Write down your thoughts. Meditate to calm your mind. Reflect on what is within your control and what isn't. These practices reinforce perspective, helping you respond deliberately instead of reacting impulsively. By cultivating stoic habits, you build resilience and emotional fortitude, not just for relationships, but for life itself. Here's the truth. Her reaction does not define you. Whether she pursues, withdraws, or reacts unpredictably, it reflects her internal state, not your value. Stoicism teaches that the only true power lies in how we respond. By mastering your own emotions and actions, you reclaim agency in any situation. So, what's the takeaway? When someone realizes you've lost interest, expect emotions to surface, for both of you. But your job isn't to fix her feelings. It isn't to justify your choices. Your responsibility is to remain grounded, true to yourself, and aware that your self-worth is independent of her response. Stoicism isn't about being cold, unfeeling, or detached. It's about control. It's about clarity. It's about acting in alignment with your values and your inner peace. It's about navigating relationships and life with calm, wisdom, and unshakable confidence. By embracing these principles, you create relationships that are authentic, balanced, and mutually respectful. You no longer chase. You no longer overthink. You interact with awareness, self-respect, and calm. Women or anyone in your life respond to that presence. They feel it, and often they don't even know why. Remember this. Your worth is never contingent on anyone else's approval or reaction. Your power comes from your ability to remain centered, to act with integrity, and to cultivate emotional independence. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way to navigate connection, desire, and human emotion without losing yourself. So the next time you pull back, when the attention or distance emerges, take a breath, observe, reflect, respond intentionally, maintain your peace, honor your values, and trust yourself. That is how strength, clarity, and attraction unfold naturally. Embrace the lessons of Stoicism, stay grounded, remain calm, And remember, your inner stability is your greatest asset, not only in relationships, but in life.